She's a blonde, loudmouth, true crime streamer who harasses true crime families, lobs conspiracy theories, promotes fake nonprofits, spends most of her streams self-aggrandizing, goes on loud and lengthy tirades about her victimhood, calls other people lots of nasty names, and then sues people for criticizing her on the internet. And she calls herself Bullhorn Betty. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was going to talk about Lana Oriani again? Nope. This time, it's a completely different person who behaves in many of the same ways as Lana Oriani of Truth and Transparency, proving the fact that there are a lot of these people on the internet. There are a lot of very toxic, personality disordered people on the internet, and there seems to be a concentration of them in true crime for whatever reason. But in true crime, the stakes are as high as possible. We talk about courts and courtrooms so much that people like Bullhorn Betty and Lana Oriani think that that makes them capable and competent lawyers and private investigators.
That's the problem with some of the people on YouTube. They don't realize the limit because they're ignorant with the law. And even when they read the law, they don't understand it. They think they understand it, but they don't understand it. It's the law. Learn it.
Now, as I mentioned, Bullhorn Betty is in that category of litigious YouTuber who talks a really big game on her channel about other YouTubers.
And I'm going to expose you, lady. I'm going to expose you. This is my last and final warning to all you animals out there. You do not want to fuck with me, little girl. Last and final warning.
Then winces in extreme pain and hurt and anger from legitimate criticism. Then she goes legal.
I did file a lawsuit.
Her most recent legal battle against another YouTuber is a civil case she's filed against Queen Bee. Bullhorn Betty, being another self-proclaimed legal expert on her channel, is representing herself in this lawsuit. And you know what that means, right? When you have a pro se litigant, you get LOLCOW court paperwork to laugh over, and Betty's case is no exception.
Queen Bee has elicited help from others to cause disruption to BHB's live stream in a coordinated attack to flash mob BHB's chat and further disrupt businesses. Betty, that is not what flash mob means. Oh my God. Oh wow. Okay.
There are a few other channels who regularly cover Bullhorn Betty and have done an amazing job going thoroughly through all the legal paperwork and all the hypocrisy and the LOLCOW criticism on their channels, namely Burnt Toast. I fully and completely endorse Burnt Toast coverage of Bullhorn Betty's lawsuit, and I really don't believe I can do any better. So why am I making a video about it? Because Bullhorn Betty is yet another example of something that absolutely floors me about some people on the internet. Every time I watch Bullhorn Betty and people like her, I keep thinking to myself, why on earth would someone choose to talk like this and act like this on the permanent internet? I mean, have you ever thought about that? It's natural for me because I'm a communications major and I made a really good living out of helping high-profile people effectively communicate in public. But I'm sure not a lot of people think about that. They don't think about it through the lens of the way people choose to communicate on the internet. If the internet has taught us anything, it's that words matter. The words you say, how you say them, the context in which you say them, and the actions you take alongside those words matter. But online, the internet culture understands now that the internet is not here to protect us. In fact, it will anti-protect us from horrible words that are said about us on the internet because the algorithm makes sure we see it even if we don't want to. So words are important. And when you say them online, they're even more important because they have the possibility of reaching and influencing billions of people. The other thing we know about saying words on the internet is that you can never take them back. The internet is forever. So if you hit live and go on a drunken tirade on your former best friend and call her all kinds of names and lie about her on the internet, those words will have an echo through time that they wouldn't have if you just said them privately to a trusted confidant. And to be sure, a lot of people choose to do those things on the internet because they want it to hurt worse. Another choice that we have to think about. Why do they want to promote something that will hurt people more? What does that say about that person? Think about that as you hear people like Bullhorn Betty talking on the internet.
You guys are so stupid. You don't realize I've been dealing with criminals a heck of a lot longer than you guys have.
She's not only choosing to say these words, she is saying them where she knows they will be seen by the world, and everything she says is on the permanent record. It will never go away.
You are guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
Come on, Candace, come out here and talk to us about your daughter. What'd you do with her?
Hey.
What did you do with your daughter? Fire him from the job. Fire him from the job. You don't need a baby. He buried his baby somewhere, and we want to know where she's at. Where's your baby?
Vindictive women that don't know how to keep their legs closed and then complain because they were used and abused because they allowed themselves to be used and abused. He's a dude. Okay? You know what we do with dudes? We know how to close our legs. Okay? You get what you asked for, and don't cry a river when you realize you were just a notch. Seriously.
Doesn't it just astound you that she could go on her channel and boast about being a legal expert, then write things like this in her own court paperwork?
Intentionally, willfully, and maliciously disseminated false and misleading statements and or information about BHB to Queen Bee's audience and other individuals, a third party, by making false claims and statements about BHB on Queen Bee's live stream broadcast, run-on sentence, holy crap, to thousands of people, and posting written articles and other defaming content on Queen Bee's community tab, which is in print form, to thousands of people with malicious afterthought and with still going, the sentence is still going, I need a third lung. With reckless disregarding for the law or extreme harm, Queen Bee conduct has had on BHB, almost done, guys. Need some air. Financially, personally, and professionally. Whew, that was a very long-ass word salad-y sentence.
Or that she gives lengthy speeches about truth and character and integrity and then does things like this?
Doesn't want anybody knowing her address. Baby, I know who you are. I know your address. Don't make me show up on your front doorstep.
Or that one day she'll talk about the little babies on the internet and then a few hours later she'll go on her own channel and do this?
Hi. Nice to see you. Still here. You're still a loser and a failure. I'm still a winner and a success. Don't you find it a little petty, childish, bad behavior? A binder will work. Let's send it across the country to all the law enforcement agents. They're going to arrest her. And we're going to take her channel. How does it feel to be a failure?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't feeling well. I think I had food poisoning. I know. That's why I was late this morning.
It means you had nerves, and you probably had diarrhea because of those nerves.
Or that she promotes herself as a dedicated, tough, scrappy searcher of missing persons, then puts out a promotional video where she gives up after gingerly trying to step into a tiny little swamp?
By searching, posting flyers, putting up banners, going out there in flooded waters to help save people and animals.
Or how she portrays herself as a victim of doxing and harassment one day.
Many of you know I have been fighting an unknown battle for quite some time. I have talked about how I've been stalked, how I've been followed, how I've been unfairly bullied.
Knowing that she literally doxed and threatened a school teacher and told her that every time that school teacher says her name, she's going to contact the teacher's employer.
We found out she was a teacher. Every time you say my name on your channel, I'm going to clip it. Every time you say horrible things about me on your channel, I'm going to clip it. I'm going to send those clips to your superintendent, to your school board, to the State Department of Education, and to our federal Department of Education. Every single time I hear my name out of your mouth, I'm going to clip it.
Because of words that the teacher said about her on the internet? The sad thing is that if I wanted to, I could make hours worth of content showing how many times Bullhorn Betty chose to say terrible things, all while contradicting herself. The even more sad thing is that I could make similarly long videos showing the same things about many different YouTubers who choose to say horrible things and then contradict themselves the next day. It's like an internet pandemic. The most sad thing about this is that the internet promotes this behavior because it's this type of attention-getting behavior that has made billionaires out of the people who invented this system. When it comes down to life on the internet, it boils down to this. We are on our own. Just like in life, we finally figure out we're on our own. We're the only people. If we want to be protected from anything that can happen online, we must depend on our own ability to suss out when someone is being scammy or untruthful or just plain abusive. Next time you watch your favorite YouTuber, or you are hate watching your least favorite YouTuber, think about the words they're saying, the way they're saying it, the context in which they're saying it, and how they behave when they're saying it. And remember that every single thing they're doing is an affirmative choice. Call me a hard ass, but they weren't forced to hit record. They weren't forced to go live. They weren't forced to say the things they said, and they were not forced to type those things. They are all choices. And to protect ourselves from the folly of someone like Bullhorn Betty, we have to continually ask ourselves, who would choose to talk like this?
He buried his baby somewhere, and we want to know where she's at. Where's your baby?
Now you fuckers can come after me. But I'm definitely taking some people out on the way out.
You guys are so stupid. You don't realize I've been dealing with criminals a heck of a lot longer than you guys have.
Let's be honest. How is that not scary?
Hope you enjoyed this video, and peace out.